Hi. Well, I hope that all of you are well and have started your journey toward awakening. Today I want to talk about people. And I'll start with me because it's easier that way. When I was born, my parents gave me a name and they taught me how to hurt. And they taught me how to hate. They taught me how to love. And so did yours. And all the pain that they had, they gave to me. Now it's my pain. And all the pain that their parents had and their grandparents and great-grandparents, it all got passed down to them and then down to me. And that pain is still with me. It's part of who I am, I guess. It's part of my fake identity. And as long as I still have a fake identity, then that pain will be with me. So, we know how to get rid of the fake identity. But until we do, we're stuck with this pain, and we're stuck with the kind of things that comes with the pain, such as grudges and not being able to forgive people. Now, I don't want to, point fingers at anybody, for sure. But I'm sure everyone knows someone who can't forgive a grudge, can't forgive a wrong, and that person just never seems to give up on whatever bad feelings they have. They hold on to them, they cradle them, because that's what they've been taught to do. That's what our parents taught us to do. We, have not been raised by anyone who knew what the hell they were doing. Okay? And so that pain and those hurts that we have had from our parents on down, they are going to continue bothering us, and they're going to continue helping us to hold on to grudges, to not being able to forgive people. When you start to wake up, you'll want to forgive people because you realize that not forgiving people is causing you to cling on to bad feelings. And, whatever the bad feelings are, it doesn't really matter what they are. They're just going to continue hanging out. They're part of your fake identity, part of your ego, part of your emotional baggage. But it just goes deeper than anything else. Because really, it's like a family memory. So what do we do? How do we get rid of these feelings of hurt and pain that have been handed down to us from our ancestors, really? I mean, your great-great-grandfather told your great-grandfather about how all the suffering he went through, and then he told his son, and so on and so forth. And all that suffering has come down to you. And it's come down to me. And how that affects you depends on a lot of things. But the main way it affects you is it makes you feel like, or at least this is how it makes me feel. I don't know how it makes you feel, but it makes me feel like I can't forgive. I can't forgive my dad, who's dead, or my mom, who's dead, for the way they raised me, in some sense, and how they taught me to hurt, how they taught me to hate. They did teach me to love, and letting go of that pain I remember my grandfather living in our house, sleeping on the couch, telling stories about all the terrible things that happened to him. And those stories just made it into the marrow of me. And not just him, but all of his ancestors too. And we have to let it go. We have to remember that it's part of our fake identity. We can't keep holding on to it. At least I can't keep holding on to it because it's just too painful. You know? How many wives have I lost because of it? Okay? Seriously. 2 so far. And hopefully no more. How many friends have I lost because of it? No way of counting. When I got out of school, all my school friends disappeared. Why was that? Maybe it was because of all the hurt I was holding on to. And of course, they were holding on to their own hurt. And so, the way that we must go forward is by forgiving ourselves first. Okay? And what are we forgiving ourselves for? We're forgiving ourselves for all the stuff that got passed down to us. Because once you take it in, it becomes you. Once you take in the terrible feelings, it becomes you. And you have to forgive you for all of that. And that helps you to let it go. And surrender that pain. Surrender your great-great-grandfather's pain. Surrender your grandfather's pain. Surrender your dad's pain. And then once you have done that, you can then, forgive other people in your life. It becomes so much easier to forgive the people in your life that you feel may have done you wrong, including your own parents, whether they be alive or dead. Whatever happened to you, around you, when you were growing up, it's not your fault. That's why you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive what you sense or feel as being your fault, when it wasn't your fault. It was just a load that was brought down on you by the people who didn't know any better and had to get rid of that load themselves, and they gave it to you, and you were stuck with it. But there's a way out of it. Simply forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all of it. Now, I know that probably sounds hard to some people, but just remember, this is part of your fake identity. Once you have really realized that and taken it into yourself, that it's not you, it's really easy to forgive yourself and then to forgive other people. Okay, well, I love you all. Everybody have a great week ahead of us, and goodbye.